Hi there, my name is Laura and welcome to another video. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to improve your riding and training, win more ribbons at your next horse show, or you know what, I'm not going to go through my spiel like that. We're in some crazy times here and I want to give you guys some information so that you can use this and improve yourself. I don't know what to say. I'm going to do a position review on some photographs that someone has sent in. So let's get started. So we've got some photographs here. Let's take a look. If you have your own photograph that you'd like to send in, please send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. It's right down there. You can use that email address to send me some photos. Put in position review in the subject line so I can find you faster. So we've got this position review. You can see looks like she's sent in a couple of photographs from a horse show and then some from a training session. If you're going to send in some photographs, send them in from the side so I can see the profile viewer position rather than the front. You can see if you get the photos from the front, you can't really see what your leg position is like. So send it from the side. Now you look at these photos, generally speaking, these look really great. Thank you so much. And I really like to see that you're going to the horse show and not interfering with your horse. You can tell that you're staying with your horse. Your horse looks so happy and that looks like a great horse show that you're at. Really good. Generally speaking, you look wonderful. Don't you think she looks great? The first thing that the judge notices when you're in the ring, at least that's what I notice when you're in the ring, is that your eyes are up. And the judge can tell if your eyes are up by the peak of your helmet. If the peak of your helmet is going down, then that's going to make your head go down and the judge can see that. So keep your head up so the peak of your helmet is out looking where you're going. And you can see this rider here, she's got her eyes up, head up, looking where she's going. Looks really beautiful. And if you have your head up, that kind of leads into the next thing, which is a flat back. Having rounded shoulders usually comes from keeping your head down, and that pulls your shoulders forward. Keeping your head up helps keep your shoulders back so that you can keep your back flat. Keeping your back flat is important so that you can stay in balance with your horse and really ride in a nice position when you're up there. Next thing that we'll notice is that heels. Heels look like they're down, and let's take a really good look at those heels. The thing that we don't like about this is that you can see the bottom, the entire bottom of the rider's foot. I like to see the toes out slightly, but not with the ankles cocked so that you can see the bottom of the rider's foot. So keep your toes to the front slightly, put a little bit more weight on the baby toe to keep your foot more flat, not broken at the ankles, so that we can see the bottom of your foot. But it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's look at another photograph and check those heels out on another photograph. You can see here in this one that her stirrups look a little long in this one and that she's reaching for the stirrup. So heels are down in photo number 1, but in photo number 2 they're not. So you've got to keep those heels down because that's something that the judge is looking for, right? Lots to see in this photograph. Let's get back to that one. You can see that she's reaching. Let me just take a look at it here. You can see in this photograph her heels are not down and her stirrups look like they're a little long with her bum is over the cantle of the saddle, and we don't like that. We're going to get to that in the next one, but in this one her heels aren't down. Looks like she's reaching for those stirrups. You can see in this photograph that her toe is out and her stirrup has slipped, and it looks like her leg has rotated out, which means that her stirrups probably need to go up a couple of holes. Her heels are not down in this photograph. Got to keep your heels down, don't you? This rider looks like she's pinching with her knees a bit, and you can tell this because her lower leg is away from the horse's side. If you take a really good look there, you can see that the rider's legs are slightly away from the horse's sides, and that also means that you're pinching with your knee. So it makes a little bit of a pivot, and when you pinch with your knee, you pivot forward with your upper body and back with your legs, and it makes your body come in front of the vertical, which is really what we see here. This rider also sent in a little video, short video, and let's take a look at that video. What did you think of that video? Was that a great video? When she comes around the corner to that first jump, you can see that there's some resistance with the horse. The horse is putting its head up, fighting against the bit. That makes the horse hollow and shorten its stride, so it messes up its stride to the first jump. Kind of chips into that first jump a little bit, jumps in two parts, not really smooth. Let's watch that again. Kind of chips in right about there. And when a horse chips in, it doesn't jump properly at the jump. It kind of jumps in two parts, hangs its legs, and hollow over top of the jump. So to improve her line of fences, she's got to balance that horse in the corner so that she approaches at an even steady pace to that first jump and not chip into that first jump. How does she get the horse? You can see there's some tension in the horse as it's coming around the corner. So she needs to go back to basics, get the horse so it's supple and relaxed. So when she does sit up and hold the horse in the corner, the horse comes back and steadies itself, rather than fighting and getting tense in the approach to the jump. Okay, let's talk about your hands for a minute. I like the release in this photo. You can see that there's a loop in the rein, and the reins are kind of loopy, and this allows the horse to stretch over its top, stretch over its back, stretch through its neck, stretch over its back so it can jump properly. But on this photograph, you can see that there isn't much room for a release, and you have no release, and the horse's head is stuck in one position. We'd like to see, as a judge, the judge would like to see a little bit of a loose rein. Be careful that when you do your release, you don't slide your hands too far up the neck and have your hands and your body bent so your elbows are below your hands. Whenever your elbows come below your hands, you know that you are ducking and your body's being thrown too far forward. Generally speaking though, you look great. So there are some things that you can do to help with your position. There's some videos you can watch right here where you can do these exercises that will help you improve your riding. Most of the things that you can do are riding without stirrups and, of course, being lunged, and step things back a bit, work on your position on the flat, work without stirrups, and that will transfer over top of the fences. Great job though. If you'd like to have your own position reviewed, send me an email with a couple of photographs from the side, thistleridge@hotmail.com. Thanks now, bye.